morning from day 5 in incredibly beautiful Sitka, Alaska. So we are actually going to get caught up from what we've already done this morning. We woke up and scrambled down to the Solarium Bistro, which is a venue that's in the front of the ship in the solarium that serves a buffet style breakfast similar to what you get in the Windjammer. And we grabbed some food really quickly, and I totally forgot to bring you guys along. I'm sorry. So what we have today is a sea otter and wildlife quest excursion. So I'm about to head down back to the theater where we met up with people yesterday, or our group yesterday, and we will get the excursion started. Day 5, Sitka, Alaska. Let's go. So the way that the excursion has worked so far is we have exited the theater just like on most excursions when you collect in the theater, and then really right off the ship in the terminal area before you even, so that they have a shuttle that takes you to like actual Sitka, because it's a bit of a drive or walk. It's too far to walk, I guess. Or we walked right here to the left and we're boarding on our little boat that's going to take us on the wildlife quest and sea otter adventure shenanigans. So, not very far walk, but we are queued up in a line. It looks like a pretty big group, so it's not going to be like our excursion from Skagway. Looks like it's going to be, or not Skagway, Sitka. Excuse me. Blah, blah, blah. It looks like a pretty big group. It is definitely bigger than the tour or the amount of people that was on the ship in Juneau, but we will see. They may have more than one boat. I'm not sure. We'll find out, and you'll find out with us. right, we are checking in finally. Give you guys a little update on what we've been up to. So after the excursion, we walked straight over. There's a little terminal, you saw it. And you walk through there, and they have shuttles into the downtown area, about a 10-minute bus ride. We've explored downtown. We were gonna grab some food, but everything is really, really packed out today. It's a pretty busy, crowded day in Sitka, Alaska, so we're gonna head back to the ship. We just did some, shopping, looked at some food places and stuff. It's a cool city. It is a little chaotic with 2 cruise ships in, I'll be honest with you. So I would definitely say make your way over here if you want to do some shopping, because it is very, they've got a lot of Russian history, so there's some interesting Russian artifacts, and they also have an incredible Native American history, and so they have some cool artifacts and stuff to buy for that as well. So we're headed back to the ship to grab some lunch, and we will check in back on the ship. Hopping back in for a quick update. If you do not book a reservation, the line to get back on the shuttle is long. I think it moves quick because there's like 3 or 4 buses here, but I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So yeah, be ready to wait in line a little bit if you don't make a reservation. I will leave a link to the reservation website in the description of the video, but also if you're on a Royal ship, they'll tell you about it and give you information about it before your day in Sitka. All right, welcome back to the main dining room. You have not missed much. You have not missed much since we last parted ways. We got back on the ship, did Windjammer again, so nothing exciting for you guys to see. Played some more Phase 10, kids played some more pool. So we've just done stuff you saw on the last episode. No reason for you to see it on 2. We're gonna have some dinner. It's Italian night, one of our favorite nights with several of our favorite dishes, so you're going to see that. The show tonight is their production show, and it is playing tonight and then twice tomorrow. Tonight's going to be super crowded. It's always super crowded, so we're probably going to just do dinner and that's it. We may do some adults arcade, aka casino or whatnot, but if there's some exciting stuff, we'll let you guys know. Otherwise, we're probably going to call it a night after dinner because we're all a little worn down from all of the activities and action of the last 3 days. So let's look at some pictures of some food and go from there, huh? Well, good, barely still morning from day 6. We are in the ocean, and let me tell you you can see behind me, it is fog and it is ocean and it is swells. It's not wobbly like intense, but it is big, so like the size of the swells is pushing it. If you watch the horizon behind me as the ship moves, you'll kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Although right now it actually doesn't look like it's going too bad. So today's a sea day. The kids really have some adventures they're going to get up to. I've got to do some editing for tomorrow's video that's coming out. But overall, today is one of those days that we have lots of where we haven't made plans. We've got a few different things that we are looking at to think about doing, and we'll kind of decide as we go along. The first thing we're going to do is I'm finishing my coffee, my very late afternoon coffee, and then we're just going to go and have some lunch. We haven't decided even where we're going to have lunch, so some cool lunch options that they have. They have a Johnny Rockets Express here, so it's not like the regular restaurant where you sit down. You just go, you pick up your food, and you can bring it elsewhere on the ship and eat it. We may do that. We may go back to the Bar and Maker pub because we actually kind of like that food. And there's a couple items that we didn't get. Most importantly, they have the giganticest burger. I think it's like a pound of meat. If not, it's definitely more than a half pound. So it's 2 big patties stacked up. We may do that. We also have the Windjammer, and they also have lunch in the main dining room. So I am still actually waiting on Mom and girls to meet us in the Crown Lounge, and we'll decide. So there's my very long, very blah blah intro, and we will check back in once we start figuring some stuff out. Okay, I am going to talk right up in this microphone because I have learned my lesson about YouTube and music in the background. So we are back in 270 again. We're supposed to have the skydiving, which is called I Fly at 4 o'clock. Sadly, because of the rocking of the boat and the weather, it has been canceled. But I'll give you guys a sneak peek if you watch the channel consistently, and I'll tell you ahead of time. We are back on a quantum class in July, so we will try it again. And it is in from LA to Cabo, so we should have better weather and get to do it then. Nonetheless, we have come to 270 to do some bingo, one of my favorites. So we're gonna play some bingo, play along. Well, don't really play along with us, but you'll get to see us play some bingo. This is actually going to be our final night in the main dining room because I think I may have said this before, but tomorrow night, our last night of the cruise, we are actually eating dinner in Victoria at a bank that was renovated and is now a pub. So we are here for the lobster night or the dress your best night, but none of us are getting lobster because none of us really like lobster. We're going to look at some pictures of some food, and then we've got a show tonight. So for now, let's look at some food. Okay, so we are going to do a wrap-up that involves yesterday's activities as well as today's activities. So we'll start with the excursion in Sitka, where we saw 3 different kinds of whales, sea otters, sea lions, bald eagles. Am I forgetting anything?
Did you say sea otters?
I did say sea otters.
Then no.
Oh, and we saw the porpoises. What kind of porpoises were those? Harbor porpoises, I think is what it was. What did you think? Any thoughts on that excursion? You were real tired on it, weren't you?
Yeah.
I think it was a good excursion. If I'm nitpicky or fussy or whatever, was I super excited about the nature that we saw in wildlife, or maybe a better way to say it? Would I have expected a little bit more from it? Yes. Was I disappointed? No. Like, it was still good. We still saw a lot of different things. I think maybe it just wasn't close up enough, or I don't know, being fussy. It was beautiful. The nature was beautiful. The scenery was beautiful. The town of Sitka itself is very meh. If like, just straight up. It was too crowded for me. Didn't love it. And part of maybe why I didn't love the excursion, also not very, but the boat was more crowded. So every time I wanted to get up and get like a shot of the natures, you had to kind of work around people. And that's one of the costs of going on a cruise, really, is you're always going to be around a lot of people unless you do like smaller private excursions. So that's really it. Today you did some kind of Seaplex stuff. Anything like stick out to you at the Seaplex?
There was this little kids festival kind of thing where there was stuff you could do. There was cotton candy, but I didn't get any because I don't really like cotton candy. There were building blocks, and me and my friend from Adventure Ocean and just some other kids used them to just trap people in little like rectangular things.
Silly.
And there was a little soccer pit too.
Soccer pit. Any thoughts on the show?
It was really good.
I love Queen, so I enjoyed the music. If you know the musical, if you're familiar with it, which I barely am, but I'm familiar enough to know, it's kind of a zany, weird, unusual musical. I think the cruise ship cast was phenomenal overall. Were there a couple of singers that could be better? Yes. But were overall, like, the main singers phenomenal? Absolutely. The production value, so I kind of compare everything to Hairspray on Symphony because it was so dang good. Or even like the Celebrity series from the Celebrity Beyond, and how incredibly good that series was. And the production value of the like scenery and sets and that kind of stuff, like, they're limited with what they can do, but as good as Hairspray was, I think that this could be like 1 or 2 notches better. Lighting design, great. Band, great. So, like, would I recommend you go see it? Yes, absolutely. I didn't do a ton today other than edit, and like, because we slept late, and it was just kind of a chill, relaxed sea day. The ship was kind of wobbly, so a lot of people on the ship were feeling crummy today. All right, but that's our wrap up for today. This is way too long of a wrap up. Tomorrow is our last day, Victoria, British Columbia. We've got a couple really cool things in store. So stay tuned, folks. See you in the next episode.